Alright, what's up, guys? So, today I figured I would just show you a bunch of knives. It's been a good month, and I've had the opportunity to check out a lot of cool knives. Most of them were lent to me. A couple of these I bought myself, and they're getting sent back to their owners soon. So I figured I'd just do one video where we kind of just take a look at them. It'll be rapid fire. You can sit back, relax, and just take a look at some cool knives. So, first up is a pretty sweet one. This is the Vero Axon. This is Don's knife from DNK Knives. I'm currently building him a little organizer slip thing for this and a flashlight. And so he sent it to me so that I could correctly size the slip. And this is my first time handling one of these, and I'm really in love with it. This is kind of a bit of a fancy one. He's got this really sick milled, I think it's Damascus clip and backspacer. I mean, look at that long ass backspacer. It's a reverse flicker and a front flipper, and the way they do their kind of window, like rectangular window here, is really cool. Um, Man, it's just they leave the corners kind of sharp, so it just grips your finger when you go to reverse flick it, and it's so easy to flick out there. The front flipper works surprisingly well too. It's kind of barely poking up there, but you really just you put your thumb on it and you pull back, and it just pops. Really nice, super ergonomic, you know. Beautiful hand satin blade, and just a really sweet sheep's foot blade that I just really love. Love the whole look of this thing. It's an inset titanium liner lock. Um, I really need one of these. I really, really need one of these. Next, let's look at some EMP EDC knives. This one here is the Relative. Probably the most popular, I would say, of the EMP EDCs that have come out in recent months and year-ish. This is a really nice one. It's got milled titanium scales. There's a couple versions, but this one's got the gold anodized titanium hardware and the Damascus clip. I've always liked their clips. It's just, they're milled. They work well. Kind of an aged brass kind of backspacer there. I really like that. It's a really good reverse flicker. It's a compound grind, hollow back here, flat up here. It's kind of like, I mean, honestly, this is a clip, really. So it's a compound ground clip point, I guess you would call it. I'm not totally sure. Whatever it is, it looks cool. Yeah, and it's a low enough tip to where you'll still be able to get some utility cutting done. They've got the hole for the reverse flick, and also a fuller, which you can actually kind of get to. Well, yeah, you can flip it from down there if you want to. You can kind of like put your finger down on the side, get it that way if you want, or just go right in the hole. Front flipper works really good. Really, really good. It's just, it's got great detent, really comfortable in the hand, great choke up spot. This is just a sick one. And then the Nimble. This is kind of their OG design. And honestly, I think I personally like it a little bit more than the Relative. It's just a little more compact. I really like the blade shape. It's one of those knives that is on the smaller side, but it has such a comfortable choke up spot where it just feels like part of your hand when you're choked up like this. I mean, so much control over that whole edge, because the whole strength of your fist is right behind it. Your thumb can get right over the edge, or if you're pinching, your pointer finger can get all the way to the tip. It just feels like you're really in control of the edge here. It's got multiple deployments: regular flipper, front flipper, and the reverse flick. All work pretty good. I mean, it's hard to tune a detent well for all three methods, but they did a pretty good job. I can't tell really if the detent's favoring one over the other. It might, let's see. No, they all seem pretty good, actually. It's pretty wild. So that's sweet. That's the OG Nimble. All right, let's check out another one. Let's check out a more cheap budget option that I have really, really been loving. This is the Kaiser Tazer S. And I'm late to the game on this one. It's been out for a while. But this is basically a chopped down Towser K. It's a sheep's foot design with a really nice choke up spot, and the handle is quite thick and wide, so this knife fills out your hand super duper nicely. Really am loving this thing. It's, I liked the original Tazer K, but I gotta say I like this more. It's smaller, almost like the Nimble, where you just have a lot of control over the blade because of the choke up spot and just the length of it. Pointer finger all the way out towards the tip for getting a ton of pressure into the tip. Lock bar axis is really good, and the action is bonkers good. It's on multi-roll bearings. Detent is very crisp. I mean, just fall shut. Such a crispy detent. I love it. It makes a really substantial click when you lock it out. Listen to this. It just feels so solid. Really like it. That's about $50, that knife right there. I'm gonna have to put some of the, let's see, let me scoot this up a little bit. All right, on to the next one. Jack Wolf. This is my first time owning a Jack Wolf. This is the laid back Jack in black micarta. This was on sale for $230 in S90V. So that was a price that I was willing to pay for this, and I'm liking it. The S90V here, compared to what I've experienced from Spyderco and their S90V, this does not seem to be quite as good. Now, I'm not going to say that for sure until I put a new edge on this, because it could be kind of a burnt edge from factory. So I'm not going to say conclusively that, but so far it seems to not be quite as good as Spyderco's. I haven't, it's not like I've checked the hardness or anything like that, but I've done cut tests with both, and the edge on the Spyderco just seemed to last a little bit longer. But, it's S90V, it's still, really good. The action's really nice. I will say the half stops is nice and poppy. You get a really nice click out to the full stop. Nice click back to the half stop, but this from half stop to closed is a little lazy. It's decent, but it's a little bit lazy. If you look at it compared to the Hedgehog here, I mean, it slams back with so much force. This is just a little bit lazy, but it's not bad. It's really not bad. I really like the blade shape. Super deep hollow grind, very thin behind the edge, and it's just a really good looking knife. So I'm glad I got it for sure. So Bubba got the Hedgehog out. We might as well take a look at it. I haven't carried any other slip joint in my pocket since I got the Hedgehog. It's just unbelievably good. I always carry a slip joint with me and a slip in my pocket, and a lot of times it's an Ohio River Jack. Sometimes it's this one. Sometimes it's my Vanish. Sometimes it's a GEC. But recently, it's been the Hedgehog. This blade is just too good to not carry it. It's unbelievably thin towards the tip there. You have like a whole 1/4 inch up here where it's just super duper thin. So, you can do utility cuts through pretty thick material and still just slice through with so much ease. The walk and talk is just so good. I mean, gosh, dude. Jig titanium is excellent. It's made by QSP, who same gals that make the Ohio River Jack, so it's going to be good. This is on sale at Traditional Pocket Knives for I think $125, $135. It's a crazy deal. It's just it's really good. Next, the Nick Riggy jersey. This is another one that really surprised me. When I first saw pictures of it, I was like, yeah, I mean, it's a decent looking knife. It's nothing, crazy. It's not breaking the mold in any way, but it's a decent looking knife. It's a flipper only, which usually I'm not a huge fan of. But I got it in hand and started playing with it and cutting with it, And boy, if I wasn't broke right now, I would absolutely buy one of these for a couple reasons. Now, I did a whole cut test video with this. You can go watch it. It cut really well. It's thin behind the edge. We have a full flat grind. Nice low tip on the drop point blade there. So it cut well. That's one reason. Another reason, super comfortable. Contoured titanium scales that just really kind of mold to your hand. The milled titanium clip isn't an issue at all. It's nice and flat. Super ergonomic, and the action, man. The detent is really crispy, and look at how smooth it is. It's very good. Very, very good. Flipper tab is comfortable. It's just snappy, man. I cannot fail this knife. Oh, no, I think my finger was, hold on. Oh, I guess I can. You have to really try though, man. It's real nice and snappy. Like I said, cuts well. This is $210. I think it's a good deal. You're getting 20 CV with that. I think it's a good one. It's pretty impressive for his first knife design, Nick Riggy. And lastly, the Kaiser Veritas. This one is one that I wish was mine. I wish I could keep it. But Jason sent this to me. Thanks, buddy. And this is a sick knife. The milling pattern is just really, really cool. It's a bunch of triangles. And the way they do the filler tab for the pocket clip is just genius. It's basically this plate with a threaded tube on it. So this piece of hardware here goes through the clip, through this, and into this plate. So you can unscrew the screw, take the plate out, and then put it in this side and move the clip over to this show side if you're a lefty. It's just a really cool way to do that. It really blends in. And if you look closely, I don't know how they did that, man. I don't know if they milled this texture while that was in there, or if they milled those triangles separately, but either way, they match up perfectly with the surrounding texture. It's pretty crazy, man. Action is great, you know. It's a knife that obviously you know I'm gonna like. It's got a choke up spot. It's got a really nice stonewash, nice drop point blade, 2 means of deployment, the front flipper, regular reverse flicker, and yeah, it's really my kind of knife. Jacob did such a good job with this thing. S35VN blade steel, the lock bar relief cutouts on the inside. I like this kind of angular way they did the lock bar cut right there. Milled titanium clip. It's a good one. I'm sad I missed out on it. I couldn't afford it when they dropped, and I'm hoping they come back, or maybe I'll find one used at some point. Who knows? But yeah, if you got one, congratulations, because this is badass. That's it. Love you guys. Thanks for hanging out. I'll see you next time. Please like the video before you leave, and I'll see you next time.